5 ancient myths of civilizations about the sun that reveal a lot. Nowadays, eclipses have no air of mystery about them. They simply happen when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun. All the movements of our star do not cause any surprise. However, throughout human history, many myths about the sun have been born. So here are 5 myths that try to explain the nearest star to us. How Hu Yi shot an arrow at the sun. According to the Chinese mythology, the sky had 10 suns. Each day the sun goddess Shi-Ho chose one of the suns, who were also her sons, S-O-N-S, and sent them across the firmament in her chariot. Meanwhile, the other 9 were playing. This system worked fine until the suns got bored. They decided to run through the sky altogether in order to produce enough light and heat to take a few days off. But this they knew the rivers scorched the earth and led to drought. The sun god Dijun took pity on the mortals and summoned the great archer Hu Yi. Legend has it that Hu Yi shot the 9 but did not kill the 10th, saving the land from eternal darkness. Ancient Chinese legend says that a demon was eating the sun, eclipse, so the people would beat drums and chase away the sun eater. Of course, the Chinese astronomers had fully understood the eclipse since 720 BC. Hunted by wolves. In ancient Norse mythology, the solar goddess Sol, S-O-L, travels the sky pursued by the wolf Skoel, S-K-O-E-L, who wants to devour her, and his brother Hati hunts the moon at night. The eclipses were said to be a sign that Skoel was getting dangerously close to Sol. In fact, the Norwegians believed that one day the sun would be swallowed. Mythology predicts a huge battle, Ragnarok, where the great gods would die and the earth would be flooded. This apocalyptic conflict would sweep the earth, which would be repopulated by a pair of humans who would survive the destruction. Traveling by solar boat, Ra, the falcon-headed god of Egypt, is one of the most important deities in the Egyptian pantheon. Legend has it that Ra sailed a boat across the sky every day. The boat was called Manjet, which means the boat of millions of years. At night, Ra returned to the underworld, giving light to the dead, but it was a dangerous journey. Apep, the evil reptile god, was trying to stop Ra by eating him. Solar eclipses were considered successful attempts by Apep, but Ra always eluded him. Envious star. According to the Native American legend of the Cherokee Indians, the sun was jealous of his brother, the moon, because people half closed their eyes looking at him, while they looked at the moon with joy and peace, and eyes, of course, totally opened. The sun, enraged at the grimaces people made when looking at him, stayed in the center of the sky, where one of his daughters lived, and unleashed heat waves that killed people. Then people turned to the little people, who, according to Cherokee mythology, were small creatures that lived in the forests. The little people said the sun must die, so they turned one man into a rattlesnake and another into a terrifying reptile, the Yuktena. The rattlesnake arrived at the house of the daughter of the sun to wait for the star, but as he waited, the daughter of the sun opened her door. The rattlesnake accidentally bit her, killing her, and when the sun came to see his daughter, he discovered her corpse and began to weep, flooding the earth. The people, desperate to please the sun not to cry, tried to bring his daughter from the land of the dead, but of course they failed, so they started dancing and playing music, and the sun was happy again. Take your time, sun. The Maori people of New Zealand tell a story of a time when the days were much shorter. The hero Maui often heard his brothers complain about the lack of light, so he decided to tame the sun. His brothers, to help him, gave him a net made of flax. Then Maui and his brothers set out for the east to find the home of the sun. They covered the entrance to his cave with nets and smeared themselves with clay to protect themselves from the heat. When the sun came out, he was caught in the net. Maui began to beat him, and the sun became so tired that he could no longer run across the sky. Thus the days became longer. These are the various mythologies from across the world of ancient civilizations. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.